Hey guys, all right, so let's go back to the police academy days. Let's start there. So this is part two of me being a Philadelphia police officer. So now, mind you, this is 28 years ago. I was in a class and my class number was 313. That means I was the 313th class to go through the Philadelphia Police Academy. Now, my class was really big. We had 3 platoons. I was 313A, and then there was 313B, and then there was 313C. My platoon leader was Harriet Farr. I loved her. She didn't take anybody's crap, but also was kind. She was kind. She was a little rough, but that's okay. I mean, what was she supposed to be? Like, knitting us all a sweater and making us hot tea? No, she was supposed to be who she was. She stopped me in the hallway many times. She would yell at me. She would tell me that my shirt looked like I ironed it with a rock, blah, 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 blah. But this is the stuff you had to go through. You had to, touch the wall when the supervisors or an upper classman walked in the same area that you did. You had to give them the respect because they walked where you were, and now they're higher than who you were. And so you had to respect them for their rank, for their time, for everything. I mean, that's fine, right? So anyway, so like I said, I was class 313A, and our platoon leader was Harriet Farr. Now, we would have to do roll call. And roll call consisted of everybody standing in an assigned line, in an assigned space, and you would say your name, because then your platoon leader would be up front, taking roll, making sure you're there, making sure, everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing at the time that they're supposed to be doing it. So, you would scream your name, honker. Not like that, but you would scream it, honker, and then you look to the left, and then they would scream their name, and then so on and so forth. And then that went on, and then after that, there was, you had to do cadence, and you had to, march in line with your fellow classmates. And our leader for this, yes, it was sort of like the Police Academy movie. Our leader for this was this black guy. No problem. Like, yeah, okay, so he's black. Nobody had a problem with that. He had a little a Jerry curl kind of military thingamahoo. No problem with that. He was Trinidadian. Okay, whatever. And he was a pastor, and then he also was someone who had stuttering issues. And no problem with that. But we used to mess with him. And he had no problem with it either, because, everybody got something that they could be messed with about, and you just gotta take the punches. That's just something that it's just a rite of passage. So anyway, his name was Bango. Well, Bango's no longer on the job anymore. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. I didn't work in the same precinct that he did, because he was Philadelphia police. I was housing police. But yeah, he got fired. I don't know. He pulled over some lady or something and damn near gave her a heart attack because he was doing something, but I don't know the full real story. But yeah, he's no longer with us. But he also wanted to have off on Sundays. Now this is back in '96. So he also wanted to have off on Sundays because he was also a priester. preacher. So he was a Jerry curl wearing preacher with a stuttering problem, and I don't know. I think he might have had a little extra, sugar in his iced tea, but that's okay. We didn't care, but that's just who he was. But yeah, so he wanted to have off on Sundays, and that was his thing. Like, when I get out of here, I want to see who I can talk to have off on Sundays because I am a preacher. And everybody was like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, when you talk to that person and they give you what you're asking for, I'm asking for a friggin' Lexus. Let me talk to him too. It wasn't happening back in 1996. Now today, it's a little different, but that's a whole nother story. So anyway, he would call our cadence, and we would march to his beat. And guess what? He might have been a stuttering guy, but not when he sang. It was like that guy in what was that movie? Bubba. Remember Bubba? Yeah. Bubba was a stuttering, but when Bubba sang in that cell, he didn't stutter. And that was the same thing as Vango. But anyway, Vango, shout out to Vango. Yo, Vango, wherever you at, buddy, what's happening? So, yeah, he would do the cadence, and so that would be every day, and we would be out there in the rain, in the snow, in the hot, in the everything. I mean, that's what you had to do. So that was my class. So we did that, and then we would go in, and then we would learn whatever we needed to learn for that day. And now, mind you, we're in the academy in 1996. We had a blizzard. Okay, so we were actually on the range this whole week of that blizzard. We got like 30 inches. Now, like I said, I lived in Southwest, and I used to drive with fellow classmates that were also living in Southwest. And this guy named Brian, good guy, he no longer was with Philadelphia. He moved after he got out of the academy, not soon after. Him and his family, they moved, which was fine. And he became a cop in another state, which was fine. Brian was a good guy. I like Brian. Me, Brian, and this guy named Alonzo. We all used to drive together, and we would drive together from Southwest. I would make my way to Brian's, and then me and Brian would go and pick up Alonzo. Oh, Alonzo. Alonzo was also, so all three of us, we were housing cops. And Alonzo, he had a little sugar in his tank too, which was fine. Like, this was not a problem. We all had no problems with, people that liked what they liked and did whatever they did. That didn't infringe on us. We dealt with it back in 1996. And, now today people are out with a bullhorn like, hey, y'all, I'm gay. Move out of the way. Like, don't nobody care that you're gay. But everybody makes a big blah, 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 blah about it now. And it's just too much. We're all people. Like I said, my name's Michelle. I'm not defined by anything else other than who I am, Michelle the person. Not Michelle the interracial, person. No, I'm just Michelle. Now you can take Michelle and put me in Michelle the interracial or, Michelle the cop, but I'm just Michelle. So, what was I saying? I was talking about me, Brian, and Alonzo. We used to drive together. And like I said, Alonzo's no longer here. He was a young, promiscuous person, and he got sick and he died. I went to his funeral. I often think of Alonzo and what would have happened to him, because I don't even know if he really even liked to be a cop, but he was trying it out. We were young. It was young, and he got the job because he fit the qualifications of being a cop, and he was doing it, and then he got sick. So God rest his soul. Rest in peace, Lonzy. I miss you. So like I said, we used to drive together, and we had to do school still. We had 30 inches of snow, and Corporal Farr made it known, like, you better bring your to class to the police academy. The school is not, the academy will not close. So my class, a lot of us got together and we got rooms that, because we lived, like I said, we lived out further than, people that lived in the Northeast. People that lived like in the Northeast, they could get to the academy, whether they had to walk or whatever, but it would have been really far for us. So anyway, back then it was like code blue, stay off the roads. Only people out there are supposed to be the ones who have to be people out there, nurses, police. Well, we were in the police, but we weren't in the police. But we were also able to navigate because, we may have had to go to school. So I remember being in Southwest, and I remember like the milk trucks and the just the different vendors. I mean, they broke down. One truck was like giving away milk. I mean, it was just a mess. So we all made our way to this nasty hotel, and we got rooms, and we were sitting there. We were just like waiting for the call. Are they going to call us? So it's still snowing. I mean, that day we had the range, and we were online. We were shooting, and as soon as we were shooting, and then they would pass our assigned lane that we had to stand in, because we were out there shooting, and the snowblower, they had to do it again. I mean, 5 minutes later, it was like inches. And, you're in the range. If it's snowing that day, you still got to go. I mean, you don't know if you're ever going to be in a shooting, and maybe you'll be in a shooting in the snow or whatever. So, I mean, there's no instruction on, if you get out there and you get involved in something. So you gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared for everything. So, yeah, shooters on the line for a live run. Draw your pistols. I still remember that. And they called us like 8 o'clock that night. Like, there's no academy. So now here we all are making our way back to where we live. So we all, made our way back. So we weren't able, like, nobody dropped us off at our front door. So like, I got dropped off at like 53rd and Baltimore. I had to climb that freaking hill, like on Whippy Avenue, with that bag of all your shit. So that bag fucking weighed like 50 pounds. Mind you, carrying that up the hill today, oh hell no, not happening. See, young bones can do that stuff. Old bones, no, I ain't making it. I'm dead. They just gonna have to, pick me up. And here lies Michelle Hunker, because I can't do it now. So anyway, had to make our way back home, and then I think the next day we had, the academy was open the next day again, because that's just how it was. But yeah, and then I'll go in to telling you about me and my classmate who was going through as a Philadelphia police officer. I'll go into telling you how she was testing me to be a Philadelphia police officer, because I was taking the test the day we graduated. The next day was Saturday, and then I was taking the test to become a Philadelphia police officer. And she was quizzing me on all the faces and all the incidents that you had to study this booklet. I don't even know what the testing is like today. Even though I was a background investigator, and I'll get into that another day. But yeah, part 3 will be coming out soon. Hopefully you'll tune in and listen to part 3, because then I'll take you into me becoming a housing cop and waiting to become a Philadelphia police officer. So tune in. I'll be back. Talk to you later. Bye.